Must have been gone.
Yeah, we live.
Oh, we're live.
So here we go. Devashish Sen joining us from Perth in a bit. And a day when India are expected to bat Australia out of the contest. That's what it will be like. Gargi, good morning. On a Sunday, we are told by Shubhayan and Rohit Juglan that there is a festival in Perth. We will bring all of those visuals for our viewers again very, very soon. Very, very soon. Devashish will also join us very soon. He's gone to keep his bag in the photographer's room. That's what he's gone to keep. Bharat Ramraj will also join us. So we will have our full studio team as well, but set it up. What an incredibly important day. If India can bat Australia out today, this match is all done.
Already a lead of 218 runs. Yesterday, when we did the morning live, all we could talk about was not the morning live, but after Mitchell Stark had, after Australia had bundled out, we were talking about a 250 lead being more than enough, taking India over the line. But now 218 with no loss, with no losses. KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal still batting strong. I think this I see a very positive. I see India going towards a very positive result in this test match already. I think they have an incredible upper hand. Andrew McDonald, looked very vague or did not want to speak about his strategy, whatever it is. But I think India has the upper hand from here on, and it's all going to be about capitalizing on this.
Bharat?
Obviously, India have 10 wickets in hand, still 10 wickets in hand. That's a huge advantage. If India had lost 5 wickets by now, then you could have said that, Australia can still make a comeback. But with 10 wickets in hand, even if India had another 130, 140 runs, the lead would go over to 350, 360. And that's going to be not easy for Australia, because obviously there will be a few cracks, there will be a few more indentations, and India just have to keep hitting those indentations, and that should be enough. So Australia have a mountain to climb, but that doesn't mean that they are obviously completely out of the match, because in Test cricket in the past we have seen some jailbreaks, we have seen some crazy heasts. So I'm not completely ruling out Australia, but from here India would really fancy their chances of winning this particular test.
Is Devashish there?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Devashish will soon join us. He was very much there when we were sort of building up to the show. He said he's going to keep his bag in the photographer's room and may have lost connection there. But Gargi, Yashasvi Jaiswal on the cusp of 100, which can define his cricketing career. 100 overseas in the first test match of the Border Gavaskar Trophy in Perth could be an absolute incredible milestone in his career.
I mean, since the very beginning, since Yashasvi Jaiswal came onto the stage of Indian cricket, I've always said that, people talked about Shubman Gill a lot back then. Still do, calling him the next prince and all of that. But I honestly, in my heart, believe that if there's going to be a next superstar of Indian cricket, it's definitely going to be Yashasvi Jaiswal. We're seeing performances in all three formats. We're seeing performances no matter the conditions. So this is something, something incredibly rare. And the way that he's batting in Test cricket, the aggression that we're seeing from him, the confidence we're seeing from him, he's just 22 years old. People forget that he's just a 22-year-old, 22-year-old who's coming onto the fore of Indian cricket, and there's Devashish. Finally, we have him.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, so what's happening? Set it up. Come on. A day when India can take control.
Huge day for India. Hopefully, both KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal make their 100, and that will be brilliant for India. Obviously, they already have a considerable lead, and all they need is to stretch that lead to as big as possible. And if they can take that lead to around 400, obviously India will fancy their chances going 1-0 ahead. You never know, because this game is fast moving. Means first day 17 wickets fell yesterday. There was a bit of a struggle for the bowlers with only 3 wickets falling, and you never know what lies in store ahead on day 3. So it will be interesting. We cannot rule out Australia of a comeback given the way the pitch has behaved on day 2. So India should need to bat as long as they want. It's not about declaration, but it's about posting a huge total, batting the opposition out.
So can we speak?
Yeah.
Okay. So Devashish is setting it up. Devashish, what festival is there today? There is a lot of color, etc. Rohan will just play the visuals that Shubhayan and Rohit have sent us. What festival is there today before we can kind of continue with the cricketing discussion? But set it up. We are expecting a bit of a full house. These are the morning visuals.
Yes.
Wow! Look at this. Bharat Ramraj, people have traveled from Bengaluru. You should have been on that flight as well. Look at this here. I mean, I thought, oh wow, this is test match queue in Perth this morning at the Waka. How many Indians, how many Aussies? Wonderful. This is really, really good to see. Devaji, set this up. Set this up.
And what is even more fascinating is to see the turnout for the first 2 days. Both the days, more than 30,000 fans, spectators were there inside the stadium. And today might be the same as well, because today being a Sunday, so we might see a lot more crowd. And we're talking about that Indian festival. There will be an Indian festival outside the stadium where there will be Indian food, Indian dance, Indian live music, live dance performances. So it's a kind of an Indian festival. Obviously, the Western Australia Cricket Association is clearly encashing on the occasion. Obviously, there's a huge Indian diaspora here in Perth, and not as much as you expect in a Sydney or Melbourne, but not yet. There have been quite a big turnout, and so I'll be covering that during the lunchtime, and we'll be sharing more visuals during the lunchtime. And as you can see, already it's only 9:40, and you already see such a big turnout. So I fancy a lot more similar crowd like the first 2 days.
Hargi, talk us through.
These are beautiful visuals. Look at the amount of crowd,
Look at the sky.
and look at this. Yeah, the weather looks amazing, like it has been for the past 2 days. Thank God for that. No more rain mishaps over there. But these are amazing visuals. The crowd, the aesthetics of the stadium. I think cricket doesn't get any better than this. I mean, imagine this. Outside, there's this beautiful stadium. You get to enjoy the crowd, meet new people, and then inside, you have an absolute banger of a match going on. What an environment.
Devashish, before I ask Bharat, Shubhayan and Rohit were telling me that the commute is very easy. There are train stations, there are metro stations. It's seamless. I mean, you can just come in and go inside without any problem. Can you give us a bit of a lowdown as to how the public transport system operates there?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. Means even in Melbourne also, you have trams taking you to the city, and then but the walk to the MCG is quite a steep climb, that bridge. So, but here, I think Barrack Bridge it is. But here in Perth, it's actually you get out of the train station and you are at the gate. You are at the stadium gates. So that's the beauty of Perth. So obviously, in fact, Adelaide also there's a train station on Swan Street. So actually, there also you can get out of the train station and you are actually in the stadium. So all these stadiums in Australia have these stations from where the spectators can easily go to the stadium. Obviously, Burida talking about the huge movement because the Indian captain is arriving today. So someone from us will definitely be there to cover his arrival. So it will be either me or Rohit or Shubhan. Any of us will be there to cover the arrival of Rohit Sharma. He will be in during the daytime. I'll confirm the time. So we are waiting for the Indian captain to arrive.
Okay, Bharat, two questions. One, what should be the Indian approach? 24 more overs with the older ball. With the new ball, there might be some impact again. With the older ball, will India try to kind of capitalize after the first half an hour, you reckon? Or what do you think should be India's approach in the first session of play?
Oh, I guess India won't think too much about it. They just would like to bat, and bat. That would be their, I guess, primary objective. Obviously, for first 20-30 minutes, if they feel that the pitch is quite flat, still flat, quite flat, Then obviously with someone like especially Yashasvi Jaiswal, I guess will play shots if he's still batting after say 20-30 minutes, because he's an aggressive player. So if he gets through that particular small phase, the first 30 minutes, first half hour, then watch out for Jaiswal playing all those hikes, even maybe going across the crease and just smashing fast bowlers across the line. So we might see those shots, but I guess the main template of the Indian team would be quite simple. Just bat for as long as possible, because it's only the third day. There's no threat of rain or anything of that sort. So just take a huge lead and set it up with the indentations coming into play, hopefully, from India's perspective tomorrow.
Upendra Singh says he was listening to the Lalit Modi podcast. Absolutely, so was I. But we've documented all this, Upendra, in my book Maverick Commissioner, which now is we are kind of getting into the film script stage. So it should come out in 2025 or end 25, maybe early 26. So you will have a lot more stuff on that. And yes, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything related to the IPL is there. And I was hearing Lalit's podcast, fascinating story with the auction today. But before that, the fact that Rohit Sharma is what Devashish Sen was mentioning. Rohit Sharma left Mumbai last night. Gargi Raut has that video. Gargi, can you play that? Rohit Sharma at the airport. And look at this. I mean, Rohit is so funny. He says, "Mujhe ek meeting karna hai airport mein." Rohit is extremely funny. So but there are a lot of videos doing the rounds. There's Rohit Sharma getting into the airport. Ritika Sajde had come to the airport to drop Rohit off and see him off. This was the first time that videos have come surfaced of the couple. Rohit Sharma on his way to Perth to join the team. This will be a big boost on a day if India can take complete control. Devashish Sen, addition of the skipper in that change room as a leader, it will make a lot of difference to India mentally as well. And now Rohit can have a little less pressure on him. He can get into groove if India does well in this test match. Get ready for Adelaide. In every sense, this is a massive day in the series. Devashish Sen.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be a huge boost for the Indian team to have their captain joining them. And but it will be interesting, Boria, that we discussed at length yesterday as to what will be the batting order of Rohit Sharma for that second test match in Adelaide. Whether he will open the batting or someone like a Rahul who has done extremely well in both the innings, in fact. I mean, unfortunately, he was given out in the first innings, but the way he batted in the second innings was top draw. Top draw means you pay to watch such an innings. Obviously, there was not a semblance of a chance in his innings, and he the cover drives. It was all brilliant. So we still don't know, but yes, Rohit will be traveling to Canberra to cover that Prime Minister 11 game. So we'll get to know in details as to what Rohit did. I am expecting Rohit to practice. He will. I am definitely sure that he will be practicing from tomorrow, if not today, because he's arriving during the daytime. So very unlikely he would train, but hopefully we'll get to see him practice at the nets here. And then it will be interesting whether Rohit opens the batting in the second test at Adelaide.
I totally agree. I absolutely think Rohit will be practicing, and Devashish Sen, Rohit Juglan, and Shubhan, one of them will certainly get you those visuals. And yes, Rohit Juglan will be traveling to Canberra for that match. We've just gotten his tickets, etc., sorted. So all of that. By the way, Devashish, tickets are very expensive. Perth to Canberra was really expensive, but Rohit Juglan is one of those fellows who wants to really go and do it. So he was after my life. No, Jane
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, Buriala, because the Hindi platform is doing exceedingly well. Means obviously, Subhan was saying
not about doing well or not doing well. It is about people
No.
enjoying.
I'm saying other media is also traveling, so makes sense.
Let him go. Absolutely. Shourish is saying, where is Ogni? Are bhai, Bangali, Devashishar moto shobai naki, luchi ghumo, kalke ratre khe ghumoche. It's a Sunday morning. And slight chill in Kolkata already in the morning, so Ogni is not woken up yet. 8টার সময় ঘুম থেকে উঠবে. Okay, Bharat, what happened?
Yes, that one.
Bharat sir, this one, right? Yeah, this was the question that Bharat sir, I listen Aussie commentators scared of Shami comeback Adelaide. You said right there, mental blockage. Hopefully we capitalize on that. We get the question, Upendra. Bharat, take that.
Oh, that particular word term seems to have gone big even on Twitter when I said when I used that particular word. What I would add is when I use that particular term, even on Twitter here as well, it seems to have gone very big, viral. But what I have to say is only 2 days of this series has got over, so Australia can still make a comeback. But there is no doubt that at present India seems to have some kind of mental edge over the Australian team. We can see it over 7 years. They were on top in Bangalore in 2017 last. They were on top. They were in good position in Dharamsala in 2017 last. They couldn't seize crucial moments in Adelaide 2018-19. They lost after winning in Adelaide in 2020-21. They couldn't convert a winning position into a win in Sydney, and then they lost that shocker at Gabba, despite India not having so many key players. And in Perth, it has not been much different so far, even the Delhi test last year. So this, though India are in a transition phase, this is India's chance, because I feel this seems to have slight mental edge or the Australian team. You could see even when Australia were batting, well, Mitchell Stark and Hazelwood, the last pair, Washington Sundar and Nitish Reddy were bowling. Even then, they were not playing their shots. This is not the Australian team of the past when it comes to playing against India in the longest format, and their lengths too were quite short in the second inning. So they are on the defensive. So this is India's chance. Yes, India are in a transition phase. There's still a lot of work to be done. But this is India's chance not just win this test, but put down a marker to the Australian team and tell, even with a team that is in a transition phase, we have come here and beaten you. Let us see what kind of fight you have left in. You guys have left with you. So
Bharat, people keep calling you Bharat sir. You're 35 years of age. You look 40. So just that is the whole thing. You're not even 35. You're 30.
I'm not 30. I'm not 30. I'm now close to 40, just 1 year away.
Come on. You are much younger.
No.
People think you are much older, and that's why they keep calling you Bharat sir. Bharat is not that old. He's a young man. Yes, he's sort of follows cricket for the longest time. That's why he's a Twitter sensation, folks. Look at these children. Look at these visuals. Rohan, can we have the visuals? Wonderful visuals. Absolutely wonderful visuals. But yes, absolutely. I mean, and I agree with Bharat. By the way, Bharat is
India! जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा इंडिया जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा इंडिया जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा इंडिया जीतेगा
Lovely.
I actually don't
जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा
Lovely.
That's the point. Hopefully we would at some point in time, with so many kids. Look at this tunnel is outstandingly nice. But the point that we were making, Devashish Sen, Yashashvi Jaiswal, if he gets that 100, set that up. Perth 100, Yashashvi Jaiswal, what will it mean for that young man? Mute.
It will be a huge moment for Yashasvi. Means ever since he made the test debut in West Indies, I was there to capture his moment when he scored that 100 in the Caribbean. And now, if he goes on to reach his 100 at Perth, means he will grow more. He will be more mature. He will taking a lot of experience with him, because it is his early days in his career. And already he has been talked. We have already seen the newspapers here in Australia mentioning him as the new king, new dawn. So I think it will be a huge statement from Yashasvi, and he looks confident. Means he comes across as a bloke who is a very confident young cricketer, and obviously we have already seen at times he looked patchy. Obviously the few balls did trouble him. But obviously, the shots that he has a wide array of shots, and the way he has placed his innings was simply brilliant. And the manner in which both Rahul and we must also talk about Rahul. Every time he played a loose shot, Rahul was the first one to go up to him and give him that confidence. And that is all you want from a senior cricketer. Virat, we saw what he did on the field, as means obviously helping his giving his inputs to Jasprit and the field placements. So Rahul, once again, we saw while they were batting, while that partnership was growing, going every time to Yashasvi and egging him on whenever he played that loose shot. So this is all about the perfect team bonding, and that is what you want if you want to do well against a team like Australia. Because let's talking about this Australian team, they won't let go an opportunity. So you have to be relentless, be it with the bat or the ball. You just can't give the Australians any opportunity, and that is what the Indians are doing. Means and hopefully Yashasvi goes on to reaches his milestone, and that will be brilliant.
Can I just add a point on Jaiswal?
No, wait, Bharat.
Yeah.
People call you sir because of your insights, not age. They are correcting me. So that is the point. So we must celebrate that. 9 o'clock, Bharat has actually written a piece on this whole mental issue. Kindly go to the website and read that piece by Bharat Ramraj, which will be put out. It's already published. We will tweet it out at 9 o'clock. So Bharat's piece on India, Australia, that's coming out for the website at 9 o'clock, and enjoy that. Enjoy that. Gargi is written on 5 top picks for the IPL auction. 5 top picks that we will put out at 11. Ishan yesterday was at the dinner where the owners and everybody was there. So he has the flavor. He will set that up for us. Huge day. Devashish will cover the Rohit Sharma arrival. Shubhayan, Devashish and Rohit. So cricketing coverage today from every different part of the world will continue. Australia, India, Jeddah, every part of the world, every detail, including the IPL auction. Yes, Bharat, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a simple point on Jaiswal. I think the biggest strength is, yes, all sports persons have that hunger, but Jaiswal seems to have that little bit of extra hunger. I guess that is what differentiates between. Yeah, I'm not saying Jaiswal is a great player, a potentially great player, to a good player, because he seems to have that little bit of extra hunger in him to convert, say, starts into hundreds. I guess that is why Jaiswal is averaging over 50 in Test cricket, and someone like, I'm not saying Shubman Gill doesn't have the hunger, but compared to when I compare these two, I feel that Jaiswal has that little bit of extra hunger or insatiable hunger in him to just go and score runs. I think that is his biggest strength. If you compare him to, say, KL Rahul, his back foot plays, back foot kind of technique, not look like it's some kind of edits of batsmanship when it comes to technique, but he has that hunger to really convert starts into hundreds and maybe even occasionally 200s. That's what is the hallmark or essence of his batting.
Gargi, the point that we need, another question. What was this? Okay, cracks. See, there's nothing like, it will open up only tomorrow, Zinch or somebody is saying. Cracks will open up in time. It's not as if it's days. Okay, the 3 days are done, the cracks will start to open up. Doesn't happen like that. David Warner was chatting and he was telling me that, if India bats all day and maybe 45 minutes of the day left, when the shadows start coming in and you get Australia out there, they've fielded all day. If India can set that up, 250 runs again today or 200 and whatever, close to a 400 plus run lead, and you give Australia 45 minutes to bat, knock 2 over. That's the ideal way for India. What would you think, Gargi? I mean, obviously there's no hurry. There's plenty of time. Having said that, last 30 minutes of the day, last 45 minutes, you give Jasprit Bumrah a new cherry. 5 overs of Bumrah, shadows lengthening. You fielded for the whole day. It won't be easy for Australia.
Absolutely not. And I think the longer you bat, the more difficult it gets for Australia to come back in this game. I think India will go until, I think after, even if they bat till let's say tea or a few half an hour after tea, I think that will be the perfect upper hand for India. And after that, it will get very difficult for Australia to come back and face Jasprit Bumrah with the kind of we're yet to see what the surface will look like. Will it get easier? Will it get difficult? I think it will get more difficult to bat on today, starting from today. But yeah, what you said is absolutely right. That last half an hour, the sun kind of starts setting. Does it start setting?
No, what the shadows come
Shadows.
across the field.
So we have the shadow, we have the wind, and then we have Jasprit Bumrah. So
Devashish, you
what
think
can
that could be the Indian strategy? Bat all day, and maybe the last half an hour, 35, 40 minutes, get Australia in. If India can bat that long, that is, we are assuming India will have a good batting day. That could be the perfect way to set this test match up. Devashish?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all still 2 more days to go, and if you can tire the Australian openers, means then and perhaps if you can get 1 or 2 wickets by the end of the day, that will set up the match. That will set up the test match for India. But given that first it is up to the Indian batters, means they need to bat long and frustrate the Australian bowlers, because 2 days in this hot sun, if you feel, you are bound to get tired, and especially the Australian opener and someone like a Nathan McSweeney, who is just new to Test cricket. He is making his debut, so it will go on his mind. So that we an immense pressure. Someone like a Usman Khawaja, he has not looked good in this Test match. That Australian top order is brittle, like same like as India. So I think if India can frustrate the Australian on the field for 2 days in this hot sun, in these hot conditions, they will feel the heat. And obviously, and someone like a Jasprit Bumrah, if he can get in making those early inroads, maybe 1 wicket or two will be handy. Even if they get 1 wicket by the end of the day, that will set up the test match for India.
This is kind of a reminder of that 2008 Perth test match. If you remember, 2 wickets down, Australia went into the last day with Ponting out there, and that Ishant Sharma spell. Phil Jakes caught RP Singh, Irfan Pathan, that bowling attack, and 2 wickets down. India completely had taken control by the end of the day. The question is, Bharat, last 30, 35 minutes, would you agree with that? And because this Indian attack is such that once they take control, 1 hour of mayhem is very easy for these fellows. All of them are stroke players. So they will just attack if they are in control. They've gotten a 300-run lead. That can just quickly get to 400, because they will start attacking Australia, and give Australia that last 45 minutes and come hard, because that will mean two things. One, the Indian bowling attack would have got ample rest. Day and a half of rest. They are fresh. Two, tonight, Jasprit Bumrah will have 4-5 overs, and again will come back hard tomorrow morning with the ball relatively new. So he will have 2 cracks at the Australians. Would you want that? Would you set that up like that, Bharat Ramraj?
Oh, that would be great for the Indian team if they can bat so long and give Australia 40-45 minutes to bat right at the end of the display. Another point to remember, Australia were test debutant, remember, Max Swinney. And interestingly, both Usman Khawaja and Max Swinney are kind of stonewallers. It's not like one batter is an aggressive batter and the other one tries to play defensively. So that helps the bowling attack, because they know that both players play in a similar fashion. If you look at the Australian batters over a period of time, obviously Jeff Marsh and Mark Taylor, I watched very little of this opening pair in 91-92. But after that, if you look at their opening pairs, Michael Slater was their aggressive player. Then Matthew Hayden was their aggressive player. Then David Warner was there. So they always had one batter who used to play in an aggressive fashion. But this opening pair is different. Yeah, I know for a brief period, Matthew Willett also opened the batting with Taylor, but that was for a very, very brief period. But if you look at this batting pair, Usman Khawaja and Max Swinney, both of them play in a similar fashion. They look to wear the opponents down and then score runs. So there's no, what can you say, bowlers know that the openers are not going to come hard at them. So that would also help the Indian team if they can bat for so long. For 45 minutes, they're going to attack 2 openers who are going to play in a very, very similar fashion. That also should play into India's hands. Hopefully, India will bat for that long. And then obviously, Jasprit Bumrah bowling at one test debutant, and Usman Khawaja, that would hopefully lead to another couple of wickets.
Even Washington Sundar will come into play, because the cracks are there. Bowlers' footmarks will be there. Washington Sundar is expected to certainly come into play, Gargi.
I mean, you saw Marnus Labuschagne yesterday trying to, get the wicket to break. He was going in the danger zone again and again.
That second last ball jumped up from that whatever.
He got a warning from the umpire as well, and Mitchell Starc kind of had to step in between Marnus Labuschagne and the umpire. But you see that it's starting to break up. and that's going to play in the hands of the Indian team. We've got Washington Sundar, tall bowler, top of the arm action. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of uneven bounce, and that would get you a lot of
There'll
wickets.
be indentations.
Yeah,
There will be indentations,
yeah,
and that's where Washington Sundar with his top spin,
yes,
with his overspin rather, should come into play. And all of this depends on the Indian batting. If India is able to bat for 4 hours today, this game is done. I don't see an Australian comeback if India is able to bat for 4 hours. If India is not able to bat for 4 hours and things open up, it has seen a lot of miracles. If Australia can finish India off within 100 runs and keep the lead under 300, then Australia has a chance. At this point, I think it's 218 or something like that, right? So if Australia finishes it off by 1 hour after that, 310, 320 target, even that's tough. Even that's tough. Having said that, then Australia will say, okay, we have a chance. But more than that, becomes very difficult. Let's take some more questions. Come on. Gargi, give Bharat a go, give Devashish a go.
okay. Anik Mitra, platform set for Virat to score big runs freely today without any pressure.
Devashish, take that. Virat Kohli under the no pressure. The stage is set. And yesterday, at the end of the day, Virat was practicing. So clearly, he wants to get out there, quickly score some runs. Devashish Sen, take that question.
Yeah, obviously, huge moment for Virat. Obviously, the first innings, he did not bat it like himself, but then he will have an opportunity to make up from. And Virat will relish this opportunity. Means obviously we know what he did in Perth earlier, it's always it brings out the best in him. So we'll expect Virat to bat well in this innings, and that will set up the match perfect for India. Even after, and if Virat gets going, it will be a treat to watch for the fans. Means who have come in numbers for the last 2 days. We're expecting that Virat will score runs. It was unfortunate that he did not get going in the first innings. So it will be a perfect opportunity for Virat. Day 3, the conditions will be perfect for batting, and so we all expect to Virat to score some big runs.
Devashish Sen, you are welcome to leave because you have to go and set up in the photographer's area. We will expect you to join us at lunch and show us the festival. Show us the festival that is going on right outside the Optus Stadium in Perth. Devashish, thank you very much for joining us. Look forward to catching up with you at lunch. Bharat Ramraj, plenty more questions. We'll take some more. What is this? Always, KL is underachiever guy. Why, sir? Just couldn't. Justice to his masterclass of batting. Just hoping he goes well. Suffered more last year. We understand the question.
Yeah.
Gargi, take it.
Yes. So with KL Rahul, I sort of relate to him a lot because of sometimes he gets nervous, he gets underconfident, and you can see
it happens with you, is it?
It used to happen to me when I used to bat as well. I wouldn't back myself and wouldn't put that confidence in my batting when I knew that I could do it. So I think that's what happened with KL
But
Rahul.
he's also obsessed with kind of 100% perfection. Do you think that is also because KL becomes so intense? KL is one of those intense people who kind of wants 100% perfection. Did that kind of thing happen to you also?
No, perfection was never a thing. As long as the runs come, why do you want perfection?
Because if you see KL, he gets obsessed with how he is playing, the technique he's playing. He gets really intense. That copybook, everything about KL has to be perfect. And I think it's a mind issue. Having known KL, he kind of is very one of those very intense people. Thinks too much. Absolutely.
That is something I picked up on.
Can I just add a point to that? Can I just add a point to that KL Rahul thing?
Bolo.
Yeah. See, you sir talked about technique. I'll just add a point to it. He has that habit of keeping his bat exactly right behind his front bat to ensure that he won't edge it. It seems like, yes, he's very, very intense when it comes to technique. Very, very close to the body. He wants the bat to be very, very close to the body so that he doesn't edge it. When I was watching in Dulip Trophy, after he was beaten once, he went over to the square towards the square leg umpire, was muttering a few words, why I did that or something on those lines. He must have muttered a few words. That tells you even when he gets beaten once or twice, he seems to start getting concerned. Maybe he starts getting worried a little bit. Why am I getting beaten on the outside edge? That obviously happens to every single player. So I guess I also feel that he gets very intense when it comes to his technique. He's basically always chasing perfection to ensure that his batting goes according to edicts of batsmanship.
Yeah, one of my supervisors in Oxford one
Hmm.
time told me, I was, one essay I was supposed to write in, I think, 7 days or 10 days, something like that. So I took about 3 weeks and submitted it. It was a good essay. And he said, "Why did you take this extra time?" And I said, "No, I wanted to get it perfect."
Hmm.
And he said to me, "Listen, there is no perfect history." I said, "What?" He said, "There will never be perfect history. You can do it better. Yeah, you need a little bit more time, you take it. But if you think the 21 days can become 42 and you will be able to write the perfect history, you will not. There is nothing called the perfect history." I'll never forget those words, that, it is all subjective. It is all subjective. I mean, the 100% correct technique. What do you mean 100%
Yeah.
correct technique? Tendulkar's grip is not copybook. Tendulkar scored 35,000 international runs. I mean, if you Steve Waugh's technique was never correct. I mean, against the short ball, always struggled, scored 10, 11,000 runs. So if you go and check some of these batters and you see what they have achieved, and you will understand that there is nothing called the perfect technique. That kind of is something I think KL Rahul needs. He's got a lot.
He's
He's Yeah, go on.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's too harsh on himself.
100%.
He's too harsh on himself, and he thinks too much about the little things. And you pick that up. You pick that up when you see him bat. You understand that he's getting in his head. You can exactly point out where are the moments where he's done that. I can see that in his batting. And I think with cricket, as you go on in your career, it's all about enjoying your game. Because I remember coaches telling me, when it gets too tough, when it gets very stressful, your runs are not coming, it means that you're not enjoying the process, you're not enjoying your batting. You have to go back and think about your childhood self. You have to think about why you picked up this game, and it all boils down to that. When you stop enjoying the game and you start thinking about all the uncontrollable things, you start thinking about runs and this and that, then your runs stop coming.
Very nicely said there,
Yeah.
by Gargi. Bharat, when that controversy over that reality show happened, KL Rahul and I used to chat every day, every single day. And one time, he was in Bangalore. He was recuperating, or something, some little injury or something happened. He was in Bangalore, and he would tell me, "I would spend the whole day in the gym." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I don't want to go and meet my parents. Don't want to go outside, because every time I go outside, I think, what will the world think of me? Am I like this?" And I remember telling him, I said, "Are you stupid? What are you telling me? Your conscience is clear. Just go face the world. There is nothing that will stop you from. Nobody will say a word to you. And if anybody says a word to you, to hell with it. You know what you stand for, and that's enough." And I clearly understood. And then when he came to Calcutta, we did a long interview during the IPL, that this guy is too intense. He's continuously kind of self doubt, judging himself, and that hallmark of perfection, which is not great at times. You've got to unwind. And that's why I made that point the other day, that when he missed the ball, he smiled, which for me was fantastic. That yes, you will, miss balls. You smile, you get back for the next ball. Clive Lloyd, look ugly, no problem. KL Rahul has to learn that. Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, obviously, first of all, I guess he has to enjoy his cricket. I think that is what would help KL Rahul to go and score a lot of runs. I remember 10 years ago, I guess I had then tweeted as well and written a copy on it as well, in a domestic cricket match between South Zone and Central Zone. He didn't just show great technique, but he was playing a lot of shots. It seemed like he was enjoying his cricket and went on to score some 180 or something like that of 250 balls. And I guess that is the KL Rahul one would want to see, someone who's really enjoying his cricket. I can add the example of Ian Thorpe, the swimmer, the great
Yeah,
swimmer
yeah,
from
yeah.
Australia. Yeah, yeah. He was in great form, then he retired, then he made a comeback in 2011 or 2012 and was kind of struggling. Everyone was saying, "Why did you make a comeback?" Ian Thorpe said, "Now I've made a comeback not to chase excellence or something on those lines. I've made a comeback because I want to again enjoy swimming, enjoy just like I used to when I was during a kid, how I used to enjoy swimming. That's what I want to do at this point of time." So I guess that also gives a lesson to KL Rahul. Just enjoy your batting. This is as a kid you took up this sport. because you had that passion, you had that interest for this particular sport. You didn't take it up as a profession or on those lines, where you will do a daily kind of job, go to some company as an accountant, and from 9 to 5 you complete a job. You have taken it because you had interest, you had some passion for this sport. So just go and enjoy how you used to do as a kid. Enjoy your sport.
Just to add to your story, Bharat, 2 months before Sachin Tendulkar retired, or 3-4 months, we were having a chat in his house, and I said, "There's a lot of talk about retirement." And he literally held my hand like this, and he said, "Listen." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Will anybody go and ask a journalist when he or she will retire?" I said, "No." He said, "Will you ask a politician?" I said, "No." He said, "Will you ask anyone? When will you retire? It's my career, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "So let me do what I want to do. I am going to destroy my legacy, right? If you think I am not good enough, let the selectors drop me. Let me enjoy what I'm doing. I'm enjoying my game. I want to enjoy my cricket till the time." It's me who picked up that cricket bat at the age of whatever, 7, 8, 9. And I've done the only thing that I've done in my life is play cricket. Let me enjoy. Why are you thinking about my retirement? Don't think about my retirement. Let me take that call. And those words have stayed with me, that I'm not telling you when you should stop writing or retiring and whatever. So why are you telling me? It's my legacy which I will damage. Fair enough. I will damage my legacy. How does it matter? You want sports people to enjoy what they are doing.
Yeah.
That's the, I love my work. I get up at 5 o'clock, start reading. Nobody's told me to get up at 5 o'clock every day and start reading. I do it because I enjoy doing it. So ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Jasprit Bumrah's bowling. That guy must be enjoying what he's doing, because otherwise it can't happen. Gargi?
Yeah, I think once again, it's all about finding that little glimmer in yourself every time you go out on that field. Because if that's not happening, your game will not go up. You'll not grow. You'll not grow as a human being. You'll not grow as a cricketer or any other sports person. Because again, it boils down to why you picked up that sport. Why you started playing, what gave you so much happiness that you wanted to do this for the rest of your life. It all boils down to that. And in moments of suffering, moments of struggle, you have to go back and think of simple moments, simple things. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't be too harsh on yourself. It's never a straight line. Success is never a straight line. Neither is anything else in life. So I think it's all about taking on everything with a smile on your face.
Easier said than done, but if you can do that,
do
if
it.
you can do it, do it. All of us will overthink. All of us will think, pressure will get to us and all of that. But coming back to the test match, if you were Australia, Bharat Ramraj, how would you approach the morning? Session by session, hour by hour, half an hour by half an hour. Let's pick a couple. Get into that Indian middle order. The top order is fragile. How would you approach if you were Pat Cummins and Andrew McDonald?
Yeah, I guess if Pat Cummins has to tell to his teammates, first 30-45 minutes, very important for us, that we have to strike up front, take 2-3 wickets, make early incisions, and put India under some kind of pressure, because obviously Virat Kohli is not in good form. Padikkal look unsure. So if they get a wicket here, they can get a couple of more wickets. So intensity levels need to be more in the first 30-45 minutes. The lengths have to be a bit fuller. They have to look for wickets. Yesterday, I was really surprised that they didn't bowl full enough with a new ball. They were bowling kind of short of a length, good length. That doesn't really work, because you are looking for wickets. You are the ones who are behind in the game. You are 46 runs behind in the game. So it's you who has to make the early incision. So I was a bit surprised by the defensive lens yesterday in the second innings. So today, though it's an old ball, they have no other choice but to look for wickets, go for the dangled carrot, go for the fuller ones early on, at least a few deliveries, and see whether Jaiswal or someone like KL Rahul will nick one behind. If they get one wicket, who knows, they might get 10 or couple of wickets, and suddenly India 185, could be 185 for 3. But again, that's all hypothesis. That's all in an imaginary scenario. It will take a lot of doing for Australia to come back.
There's one question is asked 200 times, Gargi. Take that. KL Rahul's price in the auction will be impacted. Anik Mitra. I don't think so at all.
I hope not.
If that happens, then the
Yeah,
owners are
then
daft
you've
and the
got a
owners are not.
problem.
They are India's biggest billionaires for a reason. They've earned their position. If the owners take a Perth innings of quality and say, oh, his auction price gets impacted because of that, then I have very little to say.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen because, yeah, come on, two different, very different formats. If you're going to look at anything, you're going to look at the past performances, recent performances of KL Rahul in T20. If there was an IPL for Test cricket, then obviously he would have gone
No, it
beyond.
won't happen, folks. It
Nah,
won't happen. I
it
mean,
won't
if you
happen.
think somebody, so then Shahbaz gets a 49 ball 100 in the what the Mushtaq Ali Trophy yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Shahbaz got a 49 ball 100. Bengal was 4 for 10, and they went on to win against Punjab 180. So will Shahbaz's price will it add 2 crores to that price? No, I mean maybe a little bit more. People will know that yeah, this guy is in the radar and all of that, but it doesn't happen like that. I mean, Yashasvi Jaiswal played a knock. Had he been there in that auction, would this have dented it? Absolutely not. Such things don't happen. And by the way, just let's focus on the test match for a little bit more time. And IPL comes in the afternoon. Last final questions, a minute or two left on the show. Bharat Ramraj prediction. Lunchtime, when we come back, do we have a smile on your face and Gargi's face? Is India in complete control?
India definitely are in complete control, but obviously, I won't completely rule out Australia from doing a jailbreak because over 3 decades I've seen a lot of funny things happening in Test cricket, so I won't want to say that. But India are definitely in complete control. I expect maybe 3 wickets down. India would be at most 3 wickets down. Obviously, Australia would say counter me by Australian fan would counter me by saying no, not 3 wickets down, 5 wickets down, but. I expect India to be at most 3 down by lunch break. Yes, I would be sporting a smile by then.
Somehow I don't see that many wickets falling in the first session at least. I see 1 wicket maximum, and yeah, 1 wicket and India batting solid.
Gargi says 1 wicket. Bharat says three. Could be 3 down. Both interesting predictions. I do think if Gargi's prediction comes true, means Australia is out of this game. If it's 1 down at lunch. If Bharat's come true, then I think more realistic that there. And then no, I don't see an Australian comeback. If 70 odd runs get
Chance
added,
for a comeback.
200 already,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if India's what 177 at the moment, correct? So 250 for three. 250 for three means it's already a 300 lead. You still have 7 wickets there. India is still in complete control. Both my colleagues have told us scenarios where India is in complete control. I hope that happens.
Yeah.
I hope that happens at lunch and break. 9:50, we are back. We are back. So have your breakfast, have your coffee, get some caffeine. You want to grab some quick breakfast in the morning. Don't go to sleep again. The test match is starting. These are days when you must watch your sport. Join the live feed and then join us at 9:50 as we take the analysis forward. And in the afternoon, Ishan Shane, by the way, will join us from Jeddah at that point at 9:50 and set it up. What happened last night in the team owners meeting in Jeddah? For the moment, thank you very much for watching. Gargi, Bharat, everybody who was watching in the morning, thanks a lot for your company.